My name? Good. Yours? Yeah, and good. My name? Good. Yours? Yeah, beautiful.
Around the world, there are more than 1 billion people with disabilities. That's 1 in 6 of us. There are family, our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors. For us at Human Rights Watch and for the movement, disability rights equals human rights. It's about making sure that every person with a disability is treated like an equal human being.
The role of an international organization like Human Rights Watch in the disability rights movement is to document human rights abuses against people with disabilities at scale.
¿Qué me estabas mostrando?
Meu vídeo, meu clipe.
The Disability Rights Division has the networks and the partnerships to be able to collect the evidence in multiple countries.
There's so much reporting what's happening to civilians in an armed conflict and humanitarian emergencies, but there was really no reporting what's happening to people with disabilities. It was like they did not exist. We're driving up to Moria, a hotspot on the Greek island of Lesbos, where more than 5,000 people currently are cramped in horrifying conditions. The first place that we looked into was the Central African Republic, and then we conducted research in Cameroon, South Sudan, Gaza, Syria, Yemen, now Ukraine. As we demand what we believe in, policymakers need to hear directly from people with disabilities.
I now give the floor to Ms. Nujeen Mustafa, please.
The structure of supports that people with disabilities rely on is broken down in conflict. You need to address the needs of people with disabilities, particularly women. This is not a favor. This is not a charity. This is our right.
People with disabilities like Nujeen are agents of change. Just 2 months after her briefing, the Security Council adopted its first ever resolution on people with disabilities in armed conflict.
There are 30 people who are currently living in this institution, 29 of whom are chained.
Salam alaikum, Agus.
They have never told this story to anyone, and so you are their one messenger to go out into the world and report this abuse. And that's a tremendous responsibility, to make sure that their voice is heard and to fight for them until there's real change.
The Mental Health Authority came here and actually sawed the shackles off of the more than a dozen people who were still here.
How do you feel to not have a chain?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel good. I feel very good. I feel very, very good. I feel very good.
In all the work that we do, we are partnering with organizations led by people with disabilities. Our approach is about accompaniment. It's about accompanying those changemakers with disabilities who are leading this movement.
When a policy affects a particular group of people, let them be consulted robustly, let them lead, let them be included, whether in the development, research, or implementation of that particular policy.
We're either being talked to or talked at or talked over. When you're a small organization working with very limited resources, we're doing a lot of actual groundbreaking, almost literally. It really does help when bigger organizations like Human Rights Watch come in to lower the barrier for you in terms of opening some doors, but also giving you the exposure, the knowledge, the connections to people to help influence the work that you do. I get to also give direction of what it looks like locally, whether it's in the lived experience aspect or whether it's in working with stakeholders, working with Nigerian lawmakers.
Society in general, disqualifies people with disabilities, You don't have the right to legal capacity, you don't have the right to marry, the right to vote, the right to have a family, you don't have the right to decide. It's like a key core right in order for all other rights to really come to life. We have been trying for years in Mexico to change the legal framework. What we did is that we came together with groups of people with disabilities, organizations of people with disabilities, human rights organizations, members of academia. We drafted a proposal and we advocated for it for, well, almost a year. This new law in Mexico guarantees that all adults can decide about their own lives, including people with disabilities and older persons.
We're investigating why hundreds and thousands of older people across South Africa don't have access to care and support so that they can live with dignity and independently in their own homes and communities.
To have an international, global human rights organization like Human Rights Watch working on older people's rights is incredibly important in the reach and the visibility. And dignity is at the heart of human rights. It's at the heart of Human Rights Watch's work.
Our team, together with our partners around the world, are really fighting for every person with a disability to be able to live a dignified life, so that this phrase that disability rights equals human rights is reality.